All right, for this class, you're going to need 2 balls, 2 blocks, yourself, and ideally a mat. Okay, we're going to start facing the mat. We're going to bring right hand in front of the left knee, pin that hand there, breathe out, drop the right hip towards the right heel. So here we're just looking to open up around the back of the shoulder a bit. Now here we're really, during this one, we're really going to be focusing on shoulders and hips. Change sides, pin the hand in front of the right knee, drop the left heel back, left hip to the heel. Okay, coming forward, want to rotate the shoulders here, come back, keep the chest and chin low to the mat. We're going to come forward here, rotate shoulders, round through the back, and we're coming back. So see, I'm trying to keep my upper back nice and round. Face stays close to the mat. Breathe in, come forward, circle through the shoulders, round through the back. So I'm exaggerating how much I round through my back here. And back to here. Bring the toes under. We're going to pop up for downward dog, or maybe not really downward dog. Here what we want to do is lift the right leg. We're going to draw big circles with the foot. Now here we're trying not to open the hip up too much. I've got weight mainly in my right hand. Drawing big circles here. Opposite direction. Now bend the knee, opening the hip up. Now I'm trying to draw circles with my knee. Other direction. And keep this knee up nice and high. Coming to a plank. I'm going to open the knee up here. Bring the foot up and into a lunge. So here, you want to try and have the knee underneath the body. It's not necessarily a lunge. We're in this position to stop our body rotating too much with our shoulder. So thumb comes back. Internally rotate. Come back. So this is a weird movement. Rather than just coming back like this, as the thumb comes back, rotate the palm of the hand away from you. Keep rotating till the top of the hand is next to the leg. And more, come back, bring the hands behind the head. Here, try and keep elbows behind the ears. We're rotating over that front hip. From here, lift the right arm out, and now we're just rotating elbow around, palm up and down. Coming back, hands on the mat, we'll come around to the other side. Lift the left leg, nice big circles, opening up through the hip. Both directions. Bend the knee and circles with the knee. So you should feel this in the front of the hip a little bit. Keep the knee bent, nice and high, coming to a plank. Open the knee up. Step into the lunge. Whew. I'm in a really hot room here. Thumb comes up, rotate in. So the top of the palm ends up next to the leg. Try not to let the shoulder lift up. Try not to rotate too much with it either. So depending on how long you've been working with this, you might like to do these with a bit of tension. Feeling the muscles around the joint have to contract. One more. And hands behind the head. Breathe in, breathe out, twist. Open left arm, rotate at the arm. Okay. Hands on the mat. Come into a plank position here. Grab one of your balls. We're going to lower down, pop it under the muscle. You've got the bony part of the hip here, going just around where your pocket is. So you want to open the left knee up a bit so you can give some weight to the hip on that ball. As you breathe out, try and give a bit of weight to relax on the ball. Start doing some little movements, getting the ball to move up and down in the muscle. Side to side, and then bending and straightening the leg. Okay, get rid of the ball. Bring the left hand out. We're going to try and get the foot up towards the hand. So bending the hip, pushing the knee back, so opening through front of the hip here. It's moving back and forth. Bend the knee, come up. Do ball on the other side. So at the top of the hip here. Again, just trying to relax onto the ball. As you breathe out, you're trying to think about, just let the hip relax down. You might like to open the leg more to let more weight distribute over to that left hip. Some little movements up and down, side to side. And then bend and straighten the leg. You should feel the muscle move a little bit underneath the ball. Okay, get rid of the ball, right hand out. We're looking to bring the foot up towards the hand. You might get nowhere near it, but it's just about opening the hip up. Okay, come back into this position, legs back, step forward with the right foot. So here, we're going to have the left hand on the mat here. You might actually need a strap for this, I didn't mention that. Or if you can come around and reach the foot here, grab hold of the foot. Let the hip sink forward. Now start to push the foot and the hand hard as you can towards each other. Number 5, pushing hard. 3, 2. Now keep the foot where it is and let go of the hand. Try and pull the foot as hard as you can towards the hip. And then grab hold of the foot again. Sink a bit further into the stretch. Okay, come on to hips back up for a second, and other side. So right hand on the mat, strap or hand on the foot. Try and send the hip forward. So you shouldn't have too much arch through the back here. You shouldn't be sticking your butt out. You should be trying to tuck the hip under to feel the stretch right at the top. Okay, now pushing the foot and the hand into each other. Hard as you can. Shouldn't be any movement. They're just pushing against one another. 3, 2, let go of the hand, pull the foot as hard as you can towards the hip. You might cramp, and bring the foot back down, come into the stretch a little more. Foot back on the ground. So come into a squat here. You might need a block, towel or something behind your heels. We're only staying here for a second anyway. Or you come onto your toes because it's a temporary position, because what we're going to do is we're going to roll back, lift the right heel, push heel up towards the ceiling, come back into the squat. Come back, push heel up, come back into the squat. One more each side. So we're just trying to turn on the muscle at the opposite side of the muscle we just released. So it shouldn't feel this overly in your quad. Trying to get your glute to activate here. So we're going to come into the bridge here. Hips up nice and high. Going to grab a ball. You're going to pop these just at the back of the shoulders here. So not on the bone, diagonally away from the base of the neck. So up nice and high. What we're going to do is start hips up here. And we're going to bring the hands circle under, touch the opposite elbows. Swap the hand that's on top. Just hang here for a moment. A little bit of side to side movement. Might even like spin a little bit on the ball. Okay, get rid of the ball. Roll back up. And what we're going to do now is grab these blocks and place them out to the side of the mat. Okay, so I'm going to start with hands on the blocks here. I'm just going to try and get a little bit of release through the shoulders or the front of the chest. Okay, start to push the arms into the blocks and trying to sink the chest forward a little bit. Okay, now push the hands or the forearms hard into the block. Slide the blocks back. We're going to try and do some little movements, opening the hands away from the floor. So we're externally rotating the shoulders here. Again, working the opposite side of some of the muscles that we've been trying to release. One more and hold. And relax, get rid of the blocks. Come up to here again, just some rotation through the shoulder. And come onto your knees. So what we're going to try and do here is work through some of the muscles that help our shoulder to rotate. So arms out to the side, bend the left palm towards the back of the room, right palm facing the front. We're going to bring left hand underneath, right hand top now. We're not looking to bring them together, we're trying to keep the hands away from the back. So we're trying to keep the hands off your body. Still trying to get as far up and down the back as you can, but without them having to rest. So you say actively controlling the shoulder here. Okay, now this time we're going to hold. So keep the hands off the back. Try and get them towards each other as much as possible. Other side. So this side I'm not quite so good at. Okay, relax. Going to come into what's commonly called camel pose. You can use a block if you're aware of how to do it, or you've looked at some of the things we've spoken about with it. Otherwise, on the toes, we're going to grab hold of the heels. What we want to do is push the hips forward, squeezing the shoulders back. So I should be getting a bit of opening through the front of the chest and the front of the hips. Try not to have too much arch here, you're tucking your hips under. And big long breaths here. If you want to work a bit harder in this, you could always put the tops of the feet on the ground or progress it to a couple of blocks here. Progress it to feet on the ground. Okay, bring the hips back down, come out slowly. Hands at top of the mat, how we started. Right hand in front of the left knee. Just come back and forth, dropping the hip to the heel. Change. We're going to come on to our back. So here, right leg up, we're just going to drop side to side. Keep the arms open. Okay, now let the right foot drop over to the left. Now start to bend, again you might need a strap here, start to bend the left knee and see me take hold the underside of that left foot. Strap, belt, towel's fine. Bring the right shoulder to the mat and pushing down on the top of the right leg. A few big long breaths here. Next time you inhale, see me slide the left hip along the floor towards the outer edge of the mat. A few more breaths. And slowly release. Bring the knees up to chest for a sec. Just let the hips and lower back release. Okay, and then drop the left leg. Just come in and out for a moment. And hold over to this side. So this first part's just about relaxing. Just try and let the shoulder relax, hip relax. And with a towel, strap, hand, whatever you got, take hold of that right foot, push the right hip forward, left shoulder towards the ground, and just try and stop this left leg coming up too high. big breaths. If you're struggling to breathe here, you might need to ease off the stretch a little bit. See if we can make your out breath a little bit longer, body a little bit heavier. Next time you breathe in, slide the right hip towards the edge of the mat. Slowly come out. Hug the knees towards the chest. Some little circles on the mat. So if you're starting to feel a little bit chill, you can certainly hang out on your back here for a little bit longer. Otherwise, well done. Session's over.